Hello, everybody. I'm gonna give maybe a couple of people. I'm gonna share this to my personal page um, because I am loving to. I want to have this impromptu discussion. Let me see. Okay, I want to have this impromptu discussion. Love for to get some people to comment. If you want to come on the camera with me, just ask and I'll see if it's the way I know how to do that. But as you see my title, what does it say? Why all the hate? A discussion on some issues stopping minority women. I'm Black, so I'm speaking for Black women in this moment, but I know a lot of different minorities experience the same thing, from truly achieving what I call world. And I say in the end, and it's not other cultures. Okay. So I'm gonna, and it says what I say. So the name of my show is Let's Be Honest. So what I'm going to say before I truly get into this and delve into this is that, of course, everything that I say is my opinion. It is my personal opinion based on my experiences and experiences of others that I am associated with, who choose to share with me, as well as things that I may watch and still come up with my opinion based on that. So as we all know, opinions are, like people say, buttholes, so we all have them. No one's is right, but it's right for them. You can choose to learn from it if you want to. You can choose to grow from it if you want to. But what I can say is this, that a closed mind, just like a closed hand, receives nothing. So if you are never willing to see another person's perspective as to why things are how they are, you will limit your growth. You don't have to take everybody's perspective, but you should be open to it. So anyway, okay, all my life, I've been nothing but a Black person. I've either been a Black child, a Black teenager, a Black young adult, and now a Black woman. So I can speak from my experiences. And I just really want to talk about why we appear to hate each other so much. And what I mean by that, and a lot of people will come in, and this is what I'm going to say is let's be honest, because people will come on here and say, oh, I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. I want everybody to win. I want this, and that. And there are some people who feel like that. But a lot of the people who I hear say that, I watch their behavior and the way that they treat other people that they don't think are on the caliber of them, or that they are in, is a sign of that being a lie and hate. Because if you love everybody, if you want everybody to win, if you want to see everybody win, it doesn't matter if that person is in the same income bracket as you. It doesn't matter if that person lives in the same neighborhood as you. It doesn't matter if that person is attractive. It doesn't matter if that person is ugly. It doesn't matter what that person has. If you want to see people win, if you want to see everybody win, then you want to see everybody win. So if you are someone who is treating someone differently because of whatever reason that you may have, and it's not in a support format, especially as a Black woman, you need to check yourself. You need to be honest, understand that your words are not what represents you, it's your actions. So I am here and I want to talk about this because as Black women, until we are able to be honest with ourselves, until we are able to actually practice what we preach, until we are able to truthfully live in a place of peace and comfort and not envy and jealousy, we will never achieve as a whole all that we can. Maybe you don't understand that we are the birthers of this world. Do you understand that? Do you understand who a Black woman is? What is the origination? If you understood that and truthfully believed that, then you would not ever try to tear another Black woman down. You should never try to tear anybody down if you're a good person, but you definitely shouldn't want to tear somebody down who looks like you, especially if you live in the United States of America. If you live in these United States of America and you are a Black woman and you know your history and you know what you come from, if you know what your abilities are, a lot of you, I'm sure, went and seen the movie Harriet and seen how strong and how committed and how agile Harriet Tubman was, and then you and how she fought for people who she didn't even know, and then you got the nerve to sit around and hate and be jealous of your own Black sister because of whatever simple-minded reason you have for being that way. It is no way, if you know your history as a Black woman, that you would not be kind. Even here's my thing, because I'm gonna be honest. I don't get along personally with everybody. And I say this all the time. I'm not for everybody, and I know I'm not. We're all different, and we all have different characteristics. We all have different ways of thinking. We all have different morals. I understand that. So I'm not saying that you have to get along with everybody. You have to hang around everybody. What I'm saying is even if that is not your people, that don't mean be ugly to them. That don't mean be jealous of them. That don't mean be envious of them. It just means that's not the person that you are supposed to talk on the phone with every day. That's not the person who you're supposed to hang out with every day. That's all that means. Trying to kill the spirit or the morale of another person, period, but especially a Black woman. Understand, what you put out is what you get. What you give to others is what you're going to receive. So it's no matter if you being good to somebody on this end and you being bad and ugly to somebody else on another end, then now you got a 50-50 chance, and that means you're going to be half happy, half miserable. How about be good, be happy, treat people right regardless if they're your people or not. I don't have no limitations on who I deal with. I have limitations on who I spend and share a lot of my time with, yes. But no matter who I see, no matter what I feel about them, no matter how they've treated me, when I see them, I am always going to be pleasant. I'm not envious. I'm not mad. I'm not none of those things, because I know my source. I know how I'm able to wake up every day. I know who gives me the breath in my body, and it ain't nobody. It ain't a celebrity. It ain't a business. It ain't nobody but God. And I did a post early in the week, and it was about you can't serve two masters. And now I think that's what our problem is. We getting confused with who we walking around every day to please, who we should be trying to be pleasing. We shouldn't be trying to please nobody except for whoever you feel your creator is, because you may not believe like I believe. But what I can guarantee you is it's not a man, woman, dog, cat walking this earth that's going to be able to give you your salvation and your inner peace. It's not. So when you start walking around here mistreating one another, especially Black women, do y'all know how powerful we could be if we stop hating on one another? And we ain't even all got to be friends, but what you could do is shut your mouth. Stop doing intentionally ugly things to people, because they may not be your people. I know I'm not for everybody, because some people believe that things and material things and what you have and where you can go makes you, defines you. That's not how I think like that. And I've tried to be around people like that, but people who think like that, we just don't blend, because they're not my people. That's not how I flow. Not nothing to say about them. They won't value. It just means that they're not the person that I'm going to be spending the most of my time with. But will I be cheering for them getting and achieving what it is that they want? Yes, I will. Will I be hating on them because they may have chosen to buy a $5 million house and I didn't? No, I'm not hating on them, because that ain't what I want. But whatever I do want, whatever I do set my sights on, I achieve it. But based on my experiences, based on my life experiences, a lot of what I want to achieve is inspiring other people who come from what I come from. inspiring other little Black girls who come from single parent homes, who ain't had their daddy around ever. Just brave. That's what I want to do. But that's me. And because that's what I'm focused on, and I'm not focused on Gucci and Louis and Bentleys and $1 million homes and you know, I want to travel, so I'm focused on that. Those things are things that are important to me. But because I'm not focused on some of those other things that I named, because I'm not focused on trying to hobnob, I know a whole bunch of people that I'm able to talk to in the background because they know that I love them for who they are. I support them for who they are. Not for what they can do for me, not for the fact that I can say, "Ooh, look at look at me and this person, look at me and that person." I got I don't even have to say that. You know, if you know me, you know. But that don't make me. What makes me is what's in here. What makes me is how I work daily to achieve my personal goals. And that's what should make you. Not what somebody else does to validate who you are. Not what you have. Unless that's your goal. I will say that. But when that's your goal, please don't let that being your goal determine to you that someone else who that isn't their goal, that they're less than you, that you should be mistreating them, that you should think you're better than them just because you have something that they probably don't want. I say this all the time. People don't believe me. But when I make it to my billionaire status, I'm still the money mastermind. I'm still about saving that money. So I am not going to spend my money on things that I don't think bring value to my life. And since I'm not defined by a lot of material things, that's not what I'm going to spend my money on because a purse is a purse. They all got pockets and they all hold money and all my junk that I put in them. So for me, I am not, no matter what, because I know there are people out here starving. And they in the United States. There are young girls in group home, teenagers that don't nobody want them in their house because of their history and the things that they've done prior to becoming a teen. There are seniors who loved ones got them, put them in a nursing home and ain't nobody coming to visit them. There are those kind of people that I can give of my time and my money to. There are youth out here looking for women, especially young youth, Black women, Black girls who are looking for Black women who don't tell them that the only way that determines your success is by your bag, by your car, by your clothes, and not what you have in here. Because those things can all go. Those things can all be gone. And until we, and I'm going to say we as Black women, especially like I said, I can't speak for no other culture because I'm nothing but what I just said. But if this applies to any of you all in other cultures or whatever, feel free to share. Feel free to take it if it's you. But until we as Black women realize that we are doing nothing but continuing to perpetuate what the plan was over 400 and some years ago. Make you not love you enough that when you don't love you, you don't love nobody else that looks like you, no matter what. And you can say, I love me, well, if you loved you so much, you wouldn't have a problem with nobody else who looks like you. You wouldn't treat people who look like you bad when they ain't did nothing to you. Now, if they've done something to you, then that's a whole different story. But a lot of my experiences that I'm speaking of, which leading to me making this video, is them people ain't did nothing to you else. They did nothing to you but not be intimidated by you. They ain't did confident in themselves so much that they say, I ain't got to kiss nobody's butt to get where I want to go. They ain't did nothing to you but to be what you consider not on your level. But how about maybe they don't want to be? Because if you think that things and butt kissing and who you roll with makes you better than somebody else, I know for me that sure ain't a level I want to be on. And I know everybody does not deserve, and nor will everybody have the opportunity to be a part of my everyday life, because I understand who you surround yourself with is the type of environment that you're creating for yourself. But that don't mean that the people that I have determined don't decide to be in my everyday life, I think I'm better than them. I could never think I'm better than nobody when we all put one leg in the pants or one foot in the shoe. We all got to wake up, get out, one left leg, right leg out the bed before another. We all are the same. Our status levels may be different, but that still should not determine how you treat somebody. So Black women, this to you. You can say, oh, this don't apply to me. This don't apply to me. But until you are honest with yourself, until you self-analyze, until you check yourself, and keeping it real, let's be honest, I have to do it to myself daily. Just even being on social media. And even when I find myself falling prey to the negativity, I pull my own coattail. Because I know that this is not who I want to be. Do people bring out the worst in you sometimes? Yes. But if you are self-aware, you will catch yourself. You will see, and you will have to check yourself. And then guess what? When you don't catch yourself in time, guess who will come and check you? The Father, the source. And just as quick as you thought you was the stuff, just as quick as you thought you was better than somebody else, you will be beneath them. So we need to quit being destroyers of ourselves, Black woman. We need to strive daily to stop being jealous and envious and nasty and criticizers of one another. My mother taught me from the beginning, as long as I can remember, her saying, you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Let's extend that to, if you ain't got nothing nice to do, don't do nothing at all. If you have actions that can be taken as nasty and ugly, especially to your sister, stop yourself. Don't do them. What are you getting from that? And if you're getting something from that, then that means you're insecure. Because only insecure people get something from being mean and ugly to others. Because that makes you feel confident. But you don't, because that's why you ugly and ugly and ugly and ugly to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. And you only want to be around and be surrounded by people who won't point out and call you out on your stuff. You want lapdogs. I want people around me who call me out on my stuff. And if I know that their intentions are good and they really only trying to keep me on the line of being a better me, I'm going to listen. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. It's the delivery. And then if I understand, because there have been times when people have told me about me, and there are some things that I can take, and there are some things that I know that they are just intimidated by my confidence. So they trying to hopefully shake it up. Maybe make me question myself. Maybe make me think I'm supposed to try to be them. But anybody who know me know I ain't going to ever try to be nobody else but me. And if I'm for you, I'm for you. If I ain't, peace. I see you. I'm going to work hard to be positive in interaction with you. And even when you make it hard, I have to put you in your place, I'm going to do it in a nice, nasty manner. You don't know I don't play. You going to know I'm confident in myself, whether you deemed I should be or not. And then I'm going to pray for you as I walk away. So, it's impromptu. I'm going to definitely put this on my podcast. It's funny because I'm recording this, but I also know that based on what I'm talking about right now, there will be some people who look like me who won't watch longer than a minute, who won't share, and which means that unfortunately what I'm talking about is real and in their lives, and it's all good because who this is for, who is really meant to change and who is really needed to be inspired by this, it will reach. If you are somebody who people are being ugly to, if you are somebody who you are just confused as to why people act a way towards you in the way that they do, and you can honestly say that you know you're not doing and have not done anything to these people to make them act like that, let me tell you something. Pray, give them to God, and don't ever let nobody make you question who you are when you know you consult the source of your guidance and of who you are supposed to be. And they sure ain't it. But that's the problem. Sometimes people think they are it. Sometimes people think that they are the ones that have the ability to validate. Don't nobody have no ability to validate you but the Creator. And you shouldn't be striving to be pleasing in the eye of nobody but the Creator, based on whatever that is that drives you. Many times I've ran into people just based on what I do, based on my education, based on just being a business owner strictly for over 19 years. Well, for 19 years now, over 19 years now. How many people I run into when I walk in the room because I'm just me. I'm still Monique from Southside Chicago, Jeffrey Manor, who has crawled and scraped and fought and gang banged and been molested and been sick and I'm still that person in all of that adversity, all that battling that girl had to do and is doing every day makes me who I am, which is why I am comfortable in being who I am. I didn't go through none of that stuff when I was young and say, oh, I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. I wanted to be me, but become successful so that I could show other girls like me that it's possible to remain being yourself. It's possible to remain loving you as is and still achieve the goals that you see all these other people who just may be on TV, because that's the way that you see the things that they have. But understand this, there are people that are winning that are you never see on TV. Perfect example is the black billionaire who paid off all of those student loans for those men at Morehouse. You ain't know nothing about him until he did that. But that didn't make him no less rich. So understand that everybody has different ways of achieving what their success is. And there are a bunch of people who have a whole lot more money than a lot of the people that you see on TV, on the stages and all these things. Because really the reality is they really just the what they call the mud and jets, the performers. But the people behind the scenes, the people who are creating this stuff, believe you me, making more money than them. That's why they are able to pay them. The people you don't know. So quit thinking that because somebody ain't showing you everything that they got, and because somebody ain't wearing everything that they got, that they ain't got nothing. They got some sense. They probably got their stuff in a situation where they're building wealth for the long term. But you do with yours what you want to do. So I'm not putting, like I said, I ain't putting nobody down. But what I need you to do is not put nobody down for doing and living their life the way that they want to. And don't you determine throwing their success out in your face in the way that you choose to throw yours, that they are not successful, that they're not comfortable. Because everybody got different levels of comfort. So black woman, let's do better. Let's stop hating on one another. And it's easier than me saying it. You got to pray on that every day. You got to ask God to control your mouth, to control your thoughts, and to control your actions. Catch you before you do something ugly, if you really want to change. But until we change, until we figure out how to embrace one another, we're going to continuously be them crabs in the barrel trying to pull each other down just so one could get out. It don't have to be like that. Most other cultures are not like that. That's why they be winning than us. Because they put their stuff together. They get together. They know how to be together. And they not intimidated or jealous of the one who may have a little more than they have right now. You better take notes. You better learn. And you better listen. When somebody giving you information that's for the betterment of who you are. Wholeheartedly. Not the betterment of what you have, but the betterment of who you are. Because none of those things can sustain your life. The only thing that can sustain your life is inside your body, and that's your heart. Understand that. So that should be the core thing that you want to work on. That should be the core thing that you try. That should be the core thing that you should be trying to keep healthy. And the intentions of your heart come out in your actions. Understand that. Black women, black woman, let's do better. Gain some knowledge of yourself. Learn to love yourself. When you love yourself, then you won't have no problem with loving your sister who is sitting next to you, who may have equal to you, who may have more than you, or who may have less than you. No matter what, you won't have no problem loving her. You won't have no problem reaching your hand out to her, and you won't have no problem applauding her when you love you. Monique J. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you watch to the end. If you don't, that's fine. I hope you share. If you don't, that's fine. I'm still praying for you. I'm still wanting the best for you, because if you look like me, there's no way in the world I'm not going to want the best for you, no matter how ugly you may act. You just may not be my people. Y'all have a blessed one.